Hello and welcome. Yes, it's another episode of our podcast, Talk Cars Sing Song. Welcome down, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends about this podcast. We're trying to keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it entertaining. And today's topic is all about driving. Yes, if you don't already have your license, you're going to want one, trust me, all right? And you're going to be faced with a really big problem or question rather, which is, do you go private or do you go school? Now, if you already have your driving license, I guess you know what exactly I'm talking about, because this is in fact a very important question. And just to share a personal aspect of it, and I'm not kidding, my mom is actually taking her driving license right as we speak. Okay, and she's one of the school. Yeah, she took it through school, right? Sorry, am I being rude? I should introduce my guest. Okay, I have Sean, who is a fellow M Review producer. What's up, brother Sean? Welcome
Hi,
down.
Ray.
Thanks for
Thanks
joining
for
us.
having me.
And I have Helmi, right? And Helmi is also joining us. Helmi, of course, is currently taking. You're currently taking your driving license.
Yeah, I am.
So Helmi is currently taking his driving license, and he's doing it via school. And Sean, I hope you already have your driving
Yeah,
license,
definitely.
because he's doing all the M reviews and stuff. Yeah, it'll be quite bad if you don't have your license. But Sean actually took his license via the private route. Okay, so just to give you guys, if you don't already have your license, just to give you guys a little heads up of what exactly we're talking about. There are two main routes, right? So if you go via school, it's more of like a module and lessons, and you got to attend it, and you schedule classes and all that. And if you take it private, it's more like engaging your own external private instructor, old man who doesn't wear a uniform. Yeah, put it that way, And they drive around with cars with the L plate, but doesn't have any like sticker or any decal or anything on it. So these are the two main routes you can go if you're planning to get your license. There is a third route, which I must highlight, which is just get enlisted as a driver in the army and then convert your license. All right, but we're not going to be talking about that today, of course. Okay, so the main question for today, which is better, to take it via the school route or through private? Okay, so let's start off with you, Sean.
Okay.
So Sean, like what I just mentioned, right? You're not taking. You took your driving license via the private route. So maybe you want to share with us your experience and what do you think is actually a better route? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so for my personal experience, because I grew up with cars, so driving a car and operating a car is not foreign to me. Hence, I chose the private route because what a private route can do for you, right, is
Wait,
that
hold on. Sorry. So you were saying that you grew up driving a car.
no, grew up with cars, around cars.
Okay, so you already knew how to drive before you.
Unofficially, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are you trying to tell me that you have been driving?
No,
Please
no.
Record this. Are you trying to tell me you've been driving without license? No, right?
No,
Okay,
no.
but I get what you mean. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
I'm
in
just
the
tickling him.
passenger seat of a vehicle.
Ah,
so,
I
yeah.
see. Okay.
So I would say that for someone that has experience or knows how a vehicle operates, then going through the private route would be actually better because you are able to streamline and actually accelerate your learning curve. So instead of the school curriculum where you have to go through a structured thing and
Okay.
you cannot jump and cut short that entire curriculum.
Because you got to follow each and
Yeah.
every module. Okay, so to me, right, I think the two main factors which are very crucial when you're taking a driving license, one would be the cost, and the other one would be the time.
Yep.
Right. So based on your experience of having taken your license via the private route, what would you say for these two main factors? Which is better?
Okay, so if you're someone who is confident and is like you think that you can pass it first try or even a second try, that kind of thing, maybe going through a private route would be better because you save on test fees and you save on course fees also. So just to provide some context, for my entire driving license, I took class 3, I spent about 1.2K. So that's about a bit below the average that you would say. So most people give a ballpark figure of around 1.4 to 1.5. So schools would, if you have the whole curriculum, and
Okay.
if you do it once, you'll probably be about 1.6 to 1.8 currently. I think,
Through school, is it?
yeah, not adjusted for inflation, but
Yeah, actually, I was about to ask you, when did you get your license?
2016. Yeah.
So you're about
bit-
6 years into driving. Okay,
It's
okay.
about
So you spend about 1.2K, which you're saying is much cheaper.
Yes.
All right. And what about the duration? How long did you take to get your license?
Okay, from the day I signed up at the center, which is CDC, because even though you're private, you have to sign up at the counter. To the day I got my license was about 3.5 months. So
3.5 months.
yeah, so I just
Nice.
just went for it.
Nice,
So
nice.
1 week take about 3 lessons. Then the instructor was like, "Can lah, go je." Then go lah. And then that's it, lor. Just
Are you
went for
sure
the
that's what he
test.
said?
Yeah, pretty much.
Give me his name and his ID number.
Yeah. His name is Richard Ang.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you're serious?
No, I'll just give you the name. He's quite well known. And I mean, it was high stakes because if I didn't pass, he would owe his friend a meal. So it's quite. I mean,
Are you sure this guy is an instructor?
Yeah, it's an instructor.
yeah.
They bet with each other students.
Drinking buddy or something?
Yeah, probably. But so yeah, I thankfully passed first try and then got the license. So that was.
So your basic, final, and your TP test, if I remember
Yes.
correctly, everything first.
Yes.
First try.
Oh,
All right, man. Thank
Yeah.
you, because that was my situation as well. I'm not kidding, by the way. But Helmi,
Yes.
okay, so you are actually currently taking your driving license
Yeah, I am.
through school. Which school?
Yeah.
Are we
I'm
allowed
going to
Can I?
BBDC. Yeah.
BB? Okay, so
Because it's
free
the nearest to my
promotion
house.
for BBDC.
Yeah.
Because it's nearest to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like you. There's so many different schools out there.
Right,
Like, okay.
right.
So maybe you can share with us your experience and also
Mm.
tell us what you think about these two factors. Again, I'm addressing these two main factors because I think that's kind of what matters the most: the
Yeah.
cost and the duration. So what do you?
I
what do
mean,
you think?
personally for me, I do agree that private, you do have that option of accelerating your process, and like you do get to reduce your costs. But
Okay.
for myself personally, I feel like the reason why I took school was one is because I think like private instructors right now are a lot harder to find also. Like a lot of them are actually retired. So it's,
Really?
yeah, the pool is
have you
a
met
little bit
what's his name?
more
Richard.
limited.
is it? Richard.
Yeah.
Richard in the house. Oh, he does the east side. So
because
sorry.
I do have recommendations from my friends to take private, but they're all like east side instructors.
Okay.
So yeah, it couldn't make sense for me to like go all the way there and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought like and for myself, I'm not a very confident driver. Like, cause like I do see like situations on the road where accidents and everything. So I do get scared. So I feel like something where I can learn in like a more like a more curriculum based. Like they
I
really
see, I
teach you how to avoid certain things and everything. Yeah.
So as before you took your license,
Mm.
when you're growing up, were you like also like Sean, where you had the chance to like sit in the passenger seat, or did you
I
have
mean,
a family
yeah.
car, or were you not in that situation, which is why you think it's affecting you in that sense that you don't have the same amount of confidence that our brother Sean here has?
I mean, I do like my dad has a car lah, so like I've been in the passenger seat, but it's just that I think it's just more like a personal thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So like eventually got to the point where I'm like, let's just go through the school.
So if I hear you correctly, in fact, if I hear the both of you correctly, so far what I have gotten is if you are more confident for whatever the reason, maybe as a kid you grew up, in the passenger seat, or you were driving without license, but of course not in Singapore, maybe in JB or whatever it is. So if you're more confident, you'd want to take the private route because you can actually, not really follow the modules, right?
Yep.
And if you don't, and if you, you feel that I got to do everything by the book, then you go by the school, right?
But that's not to say that school will be like very limiting in that sense, because certain aspects where like they do clump together like certain modules.
Okay.
So like you can actually like, I wouldn't say cut the modules, but just speed up the process.
Speed up the process now.
Yeah,
So
you
there
do
is,
get that. Yeah, if you're confident enough and they see that you're capable.
So there
they
is
do
a way
push you through.
to kind of like speed it up, which means that even if you do know how to drive, you still can consider taking the school route.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
definitely.
Cool.
And if I may add,
Yep.
for school also, because they really brush through with you everything that you need for the test and beyond. So if you are someone who, you like cars, so I understand road science and all that since a young age. But if you're someone who is new to this, and then a school route would actually be beneficial because they really brush you on these kind of things. So in a sense that when you pass, you actually become more confident on the road.
And you're more aware.
Yes,
actually.
that's
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so again, it kind of stresses on the same point that the school is more thorough in that sense, right? Okay, let's talk about the important thing, the cost. How much is it to take your driving lesson through school? So what is it like? You buy an entire package and then is it like taking a degree where you got to pay for every module, or how does it work?
For school, it's like, so the first initial fee is the enrollment. It costs about 200 plus right now.
Okay,
Yeah, give or take. I think different schools have slightly different prices based on like they do have like eye test, photography for your ID and everything.
I see.
Yeah. So then the next one will be to book your theory lessons.
Okay.
So I think that's
But
about
how much would it cost
in average in total.
overall? Yeah.
Overall,
Mm-hmm.
it depends on your speed and your confidence. Because if you fail a module, you have to keep retaking it. Yeah. So like for me personally, I failed 2 modules.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Sean.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
may ask,
Yep.
which segment of the
I
Let me guess. Crank course, parallel parking.
no. Because I just started recently.
the ladies know what I'm
so,
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the changing of gear, like going down the gear, because I'm taking manual. So yeah, I'm struggling with the clutch.
You're
yeah,
struggling with
yeah.
the clutch.
The initial stages so I kind of failed that.
Should
that
you two
first.
clutched and then
Yeah, I should.
okay.
Yeah.
Struggling with the clutch, as in you can't find the biting point, is it?
Yeah,
It's somewhere in there, man.
yeah. Because I would say like I'm heavy-handed, heavy leg, so like I tend to like put a bit more
Petrol
force.
price is higher.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so because you are taking a manual, you're finding some trouble with the clutch thing. So you actually failed the module. And just curious, so how much is a module?
$77, I think, around there.
$77 for one module.
That's for BBDC. I'm not sure about the other schools.
Okay, but
yeah.
just based on that estimation, right? $77 for a module. How many modules do you have to take?
So for BBDC, we have 3 stages: stage 1, 2, and 3. Each stage is about 10 to 12 modules, I think. Yeah, so that's
Wow,
about
that's a lot,
36 times
I'm
77.
not that good in math.
Yeah,
but that's a lot.
neither am I.
and
But
you
yeah,
have to
that's
clear
a lot.
them all before you get the test.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so maybe I think it's worth talking about the process. Okay? When I took my driving license about 50 years ago,
Really, that old?
it is very simple and straight to the point. Okay, so it's basic theory. Please stop me and tell me where it's different now. Okay, so what I did was basic theory. Oh, and I think some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. When I took my basic theory, right, I had to do fill up the OTAS form.
Oh,
Yeah.
the shading.
The shading, you know, the 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4.
like the exams.
It's- Yeah, and wow.
Oh, you had a pencil and everything.
Yep. Had to be 2B, cannot be HB. Yeah, okay.
The
But
OG.
yeah, this triple OG. Okay, but anyway, so it's just basic theory, which I passed the first time, and then it's final theory, which I also passed the first time, and I actually took my license private. I can remember my driving instructor. In fact, I recognize him more if his eyes were closed because half the time he was asleep. But yeah, so it was just basic theory, final theory, and then all I had to do is just book a TP test, and I passed it the first time, 18 points, but I still passed, and that's it. So how is it different now? Maybe from school you can tell me, because you're talking about modules and
Yeah.
stages and
Yeah.
like you're doing a
I'm
mod
not
on your car,
sure.
stage 1,
And
stage
if
2.
if I may
Yeah.
add, you guys also have a simulator segment now, right?
Yeah,
Which
we
I
do
didn't go
right
through,
now. Yeah.
Simulator.
Yeah. So like okay, even for me, I struggle with like trying to understand the flow.
Okay.
But the whole gist of it will be enrollment,
Okay.
then your theory lessons, then your theory test, final theory test,
Enrollment, theory lessons. When you say theory lessons, you're talking about
the basic theory.
lessons.
Yeah.
Then you take the basic theory test,
Mm.
and after
You
that,
take the final theory, or you can also push it for like further down because it's
Okay.
not necessary to
okay.
get the PDL.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
so
you just need the basic
basic
to get it.
theory. Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
Got it. Then
And then you go through your stage 1, 2, and 3. So once you clear your stage 1, you are able to book like this driving simulator. That's the first one, and then you actually have another one. It's a TPDS, so Traffic Police Driving Simulator.
Oh wow, there's
Yeah.
there's 2 different ones.
Yeah,
What's the difference actually? if I may
I'm
ask?
not so sure because I've not gone through that
Ah,
yet.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
just finished my stage 1.
so you just finish
Yeah,
stage 1.
Yep.
Okay. So it sounds complicated.
yeah,
In fact, no, it is complicated
It
to
is.
me. I mean, for a guy who did OTAS form, it's complicated.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get into too much of details because, of course, if you're planning to take your license, all you got to do is just,
open the website.
head on over to the website or go ask their concierge and they'll probably explain that out to you. But what I'm more interested is how long does this process take? Because you're talking about stages and simulators and all
Yeah.
that. So
I
how long is it gonna
think for manual, like it definitely takes a lot longer. At the very least, if you're really confident, maybe 5 months, because you also have to factor in having to book the slots. So for
And this is assuming you pass everything the first time.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
so you can get it in 4 months lah. But
Put my phone on silent.
yeah.
Sorry.
I think another reason why you would take longer for manual is because like ever since the COVID period, I think they cut down the amount of like slots also.
I see.
And for manual, I noticed that there's less cancellations for lessons, so it's a lot harder to like squeeze lessons every day. Whereas if you take auto, it's like, okay, so for example, my friend, he recently passed, he took 3.5 months or so around there. It's just auto. Yeah, so he actually rushed through because every day that he goes through, he would just like look for slots to book.
So it's really hard to get a slot. That's why it's
For manual, I mean that's my experience personally lah.
Could you book multiple in a row?
Yeah. So for BBDC it's 17 maximum slots.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So once you book 17 lessons and then once you're done and then you can keep
Book another
booking.
17. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Or you can just keep booking every day as long as you don't hit the 17 slots.
So you're saying it takes plus minus about 5 months.
Yeah.
And this is assuming you pass everything the first time. Right?
Mm.
And give me a ballpark figure of how much it's going to cost you. What's the damage?
I mean right now I've already spent about 1,200 just by clearing my stage.
Right now, you have spent 1,200 and you're just at stage 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much is it going to cost you? Just give me a ballpark figure for
Probably
entire-
closer to 2,000.
so
2
about
to
1.8 to
2.2. Yeah.
Okay, so again, I'm going to stress on the important point. So what I've understood so far is private. It's cheaper because we're talking about maybe 1.2 to 1.3 around there.
If you first time lah.
If you pass everything the first time, all this is based on the assumption that you're not an idiot and you keep failing. Okay, no disrespect, but yeah, keep going out there and trying. But anyway, so about 1.2 if you're taking it for under private, and it's going to take you, what you did was about 3.5 months.
Yep. That was a really ambitious timeline for me, but yes.
Yeah, so 3.5 months, yeah. Because actually, now that you mentioned, right, because I took my license private as well, and I remember I actually booked my basic theory test on my 18th birthday. Yeah, I recall my birthday, I was like, parties and celebrations, I put it on hold. I said I need to do something important. I went down to CDC and I straight away registered and booked the basic theory test on my 18th birthday. But it took me about, I think closer to 3 months, to complete.
So
yeah.
the difference is because for my case, when I learned to drive, right, I could only sign up on the day of my birthday. So on my birthday, I also did the same, but I signed up for the theory test, not go for the theory test.
Oh,
So,
yeah. That's what I did too. I had to book the test.
Okay.
I had to book the test on my 18th birthday. And for me, just to share some personal experience, I think I took about 3 months, but I only spent, if I recall correctly, right, it was about $600 or $700.
Wow.
It's not adjusted for inflation, right?
Yeah.
No, that's one thing. 40 years ago, okay, and also because I already was driving, and I'll say this on camera, I was driving way before I took my license, not in Singapore. So yeah, nice try, okay. But I was driving like in JB and stuff like, and in Malacca, I had family there and all that. So I was doing all this illegal, yeah. But anyway, that's Malaysia. So if this is going to be aired in Malaysia, then we have to sit down and talk. Okay, but my example is not a good example. But if again, just looking at this, so very quickly, it's cheaper private, and it's going to take you a shorter time. So next thing is, if it's cheaper and it's going to take you much lesser time if you're going via private, the only benefit so far I have based on this conversation is why you would want to take it through school is because they are more thorough. Can you guys, what do you guys think is any other reason why taking it private, or rather taking it through the school, is actually better?
I would say the pool of instructors first and foremost, because like what I mentioned earlier on is that there's a dwindling like population of like private instructors.
Why is that?
Okay, so I can provide some context on that because
Because
basically
of Richard, right?
yeah, because in recent years, right, they actually did not want to renew the license. You cannot, as a new person, you cannot be a private instructor anymore. If you wanted to be a vehicle instructor, you would have to be allocated into one of the schools. Hence, private instructors are basically on a time bomb lah. Like
Wait a minute. So it's
They're becoming an extinct population.
cannot-
yeah,
there are
endangered
no-
species. But
Yeah.
wait. So you're saying that there's no way you can become a private instructor now?
as far as I understand, yes. So
Why is that so? Why is the government doing that?
I believe it's some initiative to basically streamline all of the instructors into your different schools. So it's more categorical, that kind of thing. But at the same time, it limits your pool of instructors because some people would want to teach only if you had a private route. And you don't have the route anymore. So that's why your private instructors now, if you notice, they are that one is dwindling and they're going extinct soon, and they are all usually a bit more older.
They're
But these are the
really
old
old.
timers,
I'm just gonna interject. And speaking of dwindling, right? I've got to talk about something very important. Okay, guys, we've got this thing which is called the motorist code. I think you can. Sorry, wrong camera. There we go. Okay, it's called the motorist code. This, I think, if you catch the first and second episode, you would have realized that I was talking about the motorist decal. This is the one right here. It's called the motorist code. I think it looks awesome. It's got a very nice texture, which doesn't matter. No, but it looks cool, right? Okay, the motorist code. What is this decal all about? Pretty simple. You got to purchase this at, how much is it? $10, right?
$10, was it?
Was it $10?
Yes.
$10, right? $10, right? So it's like 3 plates of chicken rice. Okay, but yeah, $10. You get this decal, stick it on your car, and basically what we're trying to do, what Motorist is trying to do, is we're trying to spread the love. Yeah. So with this decal, it's all about being nice, being patient, giving way, and not cutting people off, not speeding up to cover the gaps, not hogging the right lane. You know who I'm talking about. All right. And yeah, so it's all about good driving etiquette. Yeah. So we're trying to promote good driving etiquette. So all you got to do is just spend $10, get this decal, stick it on your windshield, and or you can stick it wherever you want to, right? And spread the love, right? And all proceeds actually go to somewhere. Where does it go? Sorry, I
Charity,
forgot.
was it?
Was that causes for animal? Yeah, sorry, I'm not really. I forgot that. Okay, but anyway, causes for animal, right? So it's not like we're gonna take this $10 and buy the chicken rice. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, so it's for a good deed, all right? So spread the love. Tell all your friends, tell your family members, whoever is driving or taking their license. Once they get a vehicle, just purchase this, and you can do that at our motorist page, which is motorist.sg. It's right there. All right, so go check it out, guys. It's called the motorist code. All right, the motorist decal. There we go. Done? All right, fantastic. So, okay. Again, so far, what I've understood about this, and if you are thinking of taking your driving license, right, I think right now, the takeaway from what we have is definitely we understand that taking it private is cheaper and faster. And if you take it through school, it's going to be more expensive. It's going to take a longer time, but they're more thorough. So I think naturally, if you're a person who already knows how to drive or at least know the basics, I think it would make more sense for you to take the private route, right? So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to look for other reasons why, like what Sean mentioned, the number of private driving instructors, since you can't be one now, it's declining. So right now, that option is still available, okay? But why else would you want to actually take your driving license via school and not private? Is there any other reason that we should, it's worth mentioning?
Does
You guys
Helmi
think?
have any insights on this?
Yeah, Helmi, especially you, since you are taking it through school. Maybe we talk about things like convenience. Is it by any way more convenient, do you think?
I think depending on who you get as an instructor. So let's say if you were to go for private, maybe that guy might be like teaching a bigger pool of students, like maybe 100 to 1, for example. Then his schedule might not be as like open as you would expect it to be. Whereas in school, you have like a whole pool of instructors that's set to you. So my experience in BBDC is that they will have this group of instructors. So you're always assigned to a particular group. So these instructors are generally always the ones taking you on. So you are more familiar with them as well.
Okay, because I remember, I think if you recall at the start, right, I actually mentioned that my mom is taking her driving license. And this is not something I should share, but I'm just going to share it anyway. It's been a year. Yeah, it's been a year. She registered, I think, in June 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, but she's still taking a license, so all the best, Mom. I hope you get your license soon. Okay, but anyway, she did mention to me that her instructor keeps changing. Is that true?
I mean, my experience is that there's a certain pool. I've been getting the same repeated instructors. But there is a group. Yeah, it's not a one-to-one kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's not to say that, if your instructor changes, it's a bad thing. Sometimes it may be a good thing because maybe I can share my experience again. When I was doing my license, mine was a private instructor, and I'm not kidding. Okay, the car was a Honda Civic. Oh yeah, JDM.
Which chassis?
The GL. I think it's the. If you ask me chassis, I think it's the EC8 or something like that. Okay, so basically it's the 4-door Honda Civic.
Ah yes.
The
Sorry,
89.
sidetracking.
89 Civic. Cause again this was many years ago. This guy, I swear to God, he, you know, in the driver's seat, right? And then
Yeah.
you got the passenger seat, right? Okay, so just at the side of the driver's seat, he actually has. I'm not making this shit up. Okay, he actually hung a plastic bag over there. The reason he has a plastic bag hanging over there is because throughout the entire lesson, he'll be eating peanuts.
Oh.
Yeah, I kid you not. Okay, and he will eat the peanuts and he will throw it there, and half the time it falls out of the bag. His car was a total mess.
Wow.
The back two seats filled with newspaper. I forgot his name, and even if I did remember, I'm not going to tell you. But yeah, but it's. And check this out, my very, very first lesson, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up. The very first lesson I had with him was at Comfort Driving, just at the back. He picked me up, and because, like I said, I already know how to drive, right? So the moment he realized I know how to drive, he told me to drive out somewhere in Ubi, stop at the side of the road, double yellow line, where there's a coffee shop. He went to go and buy some drinks. So, and this is my very, very, very first lesson.
Did he buy you a drink though?
No.
Wow.
You were alone.
At least if he
in the
did,
car.
maybe I would not bring this up. No. Yeah, I was alone in the car. And we will stop at the side of the road, hazard light, double yellow line, and I'm like, what, 18 years old? And this is my very, very first driving lesson. So,
What did you drink though?
I don't know. He bought, I can't remember what he bought, but he bought some drinks, and half the time he's eating peanuts and drinking. As long as he's awake, he's eating peanuts and drinking. Okay? If not, he's asleep. All right. So yeah, that was my experience. But then again, I still managed to pass. No thanks to him at all, but I still managed to pass. Okay. But yeah, so that was my experience. So again, I think the takeaway that we have from this, right? So the convenience, through school, because I understand that school you actually have different. Correct me if I'm wrong. There are different places that you can actually go to pick up the car. Am I right? Or to go for your lesson.
It's all in the school though. Yeah.
It's in the school?
Mm.
Okay, because right now my mom is taking her driving lessons through school, and it's through Comfort.
Oh.
So what she's telling me is sometimes she has to go to like Kovan, there's a place there. So she goes there to get the car. Sometimes it's in Punggol. Sometimes it's like at a different location. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but it's like different locations you can actually go and get the car for your lesson.
I think that's like a school thing.
Yeah.
Because for
I
me,
think that
like
is just-
BBDC it's a whole clump of cars parked together.
So you have to go there every single
Yeah,
time.
and then from there we'll start like going through like the circuit. So we'll go one round,
Okay.
and the instructor is like, okay, let's get out.
And
Out
you
of
about
the
to say something?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's just specific. It's unique to CDC. Because
okay.
from my understanding, SSDC and BBDC do not have this. It's a one center, one stop shop.
So whatever it is, you still have to go there. So
Yeah.
CDC is better in that sense because there's like many places that
Yeah.
you can. Okay, this is not paid by CDC, by the way. This video is there's no budget. Okay, but anyway, I think this is pretty cool stuff. We're kind of running out of time, and okay, maybe we can wrap it up by Sean.
Yep.
Maybe something you want to tell our viewers if you don't already have your license. I know a lot of you guys are still in school, and you're planning to get your license ASAP. What would you advise them?
Okay, I mean, my biggest advice would be if you're intending to take a license and you are intending to drive, I would say best case is you have enough funds to carry you throughout this entire license. Because I have seen quite a number of people who learn halfway and then they run out of funds and they're like, dang, I cannot continue my license. And that's a big shame because you end up becoming
Money.
rusty and you will actually spend more by relearning the stuff that you already knew. So my advice is just, if you can, save enough and have enough funds so that it can carry you. Even if you fail 4 times, you pass the 5th time, at least go for it.
And what would you say, private or school?
I would say if you're confident, go for private. If you are someone who is very new to this, school is fine. There is no judgment between either or.
Yeah. But I think the point that he brought up is really, really important because especially during that period after I got my license, right? I personally knew of a lot of people, right, who take license halfway, no money. then stop.
Yeah, I
You know,
almost
and then
had
1
that
year later,
experience, actually.
yeah. And then 1 year later, oh, this one I need to retake, that one I need to retake. I forgot how to do this, forgot how to do that. So, money, it's all about the moolah, yeah? Singapore Private Limited. Okay, but anyway, how about you? Help me. What would you...
I actually agree. So like the funds is like the most important thing next to you being like taking school or private lah. So I think if you have the funds and then you can sit down with your parents or whoever, then you can think about it, you know. But I would say personally, my take would be to go to school because everything is like there for you. And you don't have to think about going through like, oh, I need to find an instructor, so on and so forth. Because I do understand that sometimes instructors like they get like clients, quote unquote, through word of mouth, and you don't really know like the kind of things that he will teach you, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas for
Or the kind of things
school,
it make you do.
yeah. Whereas for school, even if you get like different instructors all the time, right? What I notice is that every instructor has a way of teaching, right? And some may work for you, some may not. Yeah. So for example, like the clutch issue I mentioned,
Oh, yeah.
a particular instructor actually kind of taught me a way to like feel the biting point and everything. So whereas another instructor was just like the
Oh,
whole
is
time.
it?
Yeah. So I was like a bit, you know,
Wow.
yeah. I got panicked when I like see his reaction.
At any point of time,
Yeah.
did you like feel that, you know what, screw this, I'm gonna go and take my 3A? Did you? Did that thought ever
I
cross
did
your head?
actually.
You
Yeah.
did?
I was thinking like, should I just convert halfway? But I thought like, you know, I'm already there. Like, might as well just learn it.
I hope you have not
Yeah.
fallen to the
No,
dark side. No.
definitely not. No.
Okay, anyway, during
Yeah.
my time, there's no 3A, B, C, D, E, F, G and all that. No, right? It's just 3, 4, and 5, you know? And yeah, so
Yeah.
now they're just making things easier with this whole 3A, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, so you still advise people to go through school because everything is there.
Yeah, but I mean, going to the point of 3A, if let's say you really want to speed up getting the license first and then getting a manual, there is an option actually. You can actually get your 3A license and then go for a manual conversion course afterwards.
Oh,
Yeah, but it does cost you more. So
Yeah, come on, people.
yeah,
Unless you can't find the biting point.
yeah,
My dear.
like me.
Introduce you to Helmi over here. Y'all can sit down and have a drink.
Yeah.
Okay, but on that note, if you have not taken your license, I really hope this little podcast session would have cleared a little bit of your doubts and answered a little bit of your questions. If you're in the process, I want to wish you all the best. If you already have your license, well, then I guess this doesn't apply to you. But if you see someone with an L plate on the road, just horn at them. No, I'm kidding. Just be patient, all right? Because it's a process that we all go through, all right? So again, if you're taking a license, I wish you all the best, and I hope you get a license soon. Any last parting words, Sean and Helmi? Anything else you want to tell our guests before we wrap it up?
don't give up. Just
Yes.
keep learning.
Just keep learning. Yeah, please get your license. Don't worry about the fuel price and the COE. I know you might be thinking, I'm not going to... No. Trust me. Just get your license, okay?
And once you're done, get the motorist code decal.
Oh, yes. Again, yes, a very nice segue into the decal thing again. So, again, guys, all proceeds go to the Animal Foundation, right?
Stick it on your instructor's car.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm-
He might charge you more per lesson for doing that. Okay. But that's it for this podcast of Talk Cars Sing Song. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And on behalf of Motorist, I'll see you again on the next episode. Thank you. Motorist.